Welcome back to the reality guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host Brian
All right, buddy.
and friend of the show, host of the Strat Chat podcast, Kyle Petty.
Hello, hello.
As you can see, we are here to cover the Traitors UK. This is series 2, episode 7. I'll take the thing off now. I can see. This was a good one. Really enjoyed this episode. We were left on a cliffhanger for almost the whole week of who is going to drink the poison chalice. We got our answer right in the first minute. Diane drank the poison chalice, but with a twist. The poison chalice is not an immediate toxic chalice, and it is going to take almost a full day for it to take effect, though the person who took it is doomed. How did you guys feel about the twist and about Diane being the one chosen?
Yeah, when they mentioned it, I was like, I'm pretty sure that I heard her say that it won't go into effect right away. So I actually like the way they did it. I'm just interested to see when we'll see it on Traders US. Will it be next this week?
What do you mean, Brian? We're going to see it on Friday.
Yeah. Thursday.
We
tomorrow.
saw it already.
Tomorrow.
We have the
Tomorrow.
chalice. We're going to see it on Friday.
It's tomorrow. So we'll see it on tomorrow. Yeah, I liked it. I even think like the way they kind of did it to like build a little bit of suspense was cool. I just think the person they picked was just the way it worked out, just with like the connections with Ross. Like I just think, like we said, Revenge of the Ross.
Yeah,
Gross.
I agree with that. I'm disappointed that it was Diane, but like I do like the way that it went though. I like that they even incorporated into that day's challenge. Like that was cool too. And especially the whittling of it down. Like the whole thing was actually really, really fun. I just wish it wasn't Diane.
Let's see. The funeral march was cool. And the challenge I thought was interesting. You had a chance to do a process of elimination down to find out who wasn't eliminated, to give yourself a good chance at the end of guessing who was left and who was the person poisoned. A lot of money on the line there too. 7K if they got the guess right. For that show is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Evie, Diane, Paul were the final three. Why is Paul involved in everything?
I'm just waiting specifically for Kyle to like go off on. He's like a cockroach, man.
I know I'm so sick of this man. I'm so sick of him. I do like that there are a lot of eyes on him though. Although the way that this all went down, like
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah.
did that serve to take the eyes off, or because like some people were still mentioning him by the end of this, so I don't think he's totally out of the woods. Because Harry was really setting him up a bit.
No, for sure. Post the funeral, I really do think the idea is just to get into the Traitors tape, the round table, right? With Paul being involved and then Miles being knowingly involved with Diane saying that Miles gave me a drink that night. Miles was going to be suspect number one, right? Now, Paul has been a consistent suspect for the last few weeks. Both traitors, both in self-preservation mode. And man, we had them both deflecting and stating their case. It was very long. I was getting tired out by the end of it, but like, how do you think we know the ultimate ending of Miles being taken out and being eliminated? How did you guys just think that whole roundtable went down? Do you think Paul did a good job? Do you think Miles just was dead to rights? Didn't like? How do you like? What is your breakdown of that?
Yeah, it was tough to see Miles go, but I think that he kind of was screwed. Like even if Paul was lying about it being said, he did give her like even before she was eliminated, they kind of were already discussing. He's like, "Oh, you did give me a drink, didn't she say that?"
Yeah, no, they never disacknowledge. I mean, he was like,
Yeah,
yeah, remember because he said he didn't like his. Do you want mine? So he had to acknowledge that from early on. So that was a proven fact. So it wasn't
right.
even
So
like,
just yeah, he kind of was stuck. He was like in a trap. But I just think Paul, like, he just I don't know. I know this might have taken the spotlight on him a little bit, but he's just always the topic of conversation. And like, if somebody doesn't pick up on that eventually, I don't know.
Right. No, he absolutely is. And I think that, while I think he did handle himself decently at the round table, I do think that actually kind of went okay for Paul. These seeds that Harry has been planting, saying, do you think that this is like two traitors going at each other? Like set it at the round table and then set it after the fact.
Yeah.
So Harry, while he's acting like, he's working in tandem, with Paul, like, I don't know. Um, he's also making moves behind his back. So it's going to be, I think he has a rough road, I think.
Yeah, Harry is already sick of Paul. Paul is doing too much. It's more so like the crying after the fact, right? He's like building up this
Too
big
much.
sympathy kind of
Too
story, and he should have just
much.
like went to bed.
It's kind of like what the guy did on the US one. He was so emotional all the time, or like trying to be the
Brian,
what was that his name?
the guy, yeah, his name is Brian. He like explained himself out of the game.
No. I'm talking season one of US where there's like the normal people and like remember there was one normal guy who was a
Oh
traitor and he was just
yeah,
so overly emotional all the time and like that's kind of where I'm getting it. Like just you don't need to just chill out, man. Like you
Yeah,
gotta
calm
hide in
down.
plain sight and you're not.
Yeah. You got to calm down. And I think it's also because, again, Paul thinks he's just so damn smart.
he
And
does. He thinks he's
he
the
just thinks he's
mastermind.
fooling
That's
everyone.
the big
Right.
one right there.
Yes. And
He's
it's
like, you
like
see
all
how I
this.
outacted them? It's like, oh god.
Yeah. All these theatrics is actually going to be your undoing. So like, and I can't wait to see it.
And just
Right.
meanwhile, Harry's
Mhm.
just like literally actively already is planting the seeds. And then,
Mhm.
they're talking about needing a body or a patsy. And Harry's like, bro, I may team up with the other one. You may be the next patsy. You're
Yeah.
already a hot
Right.
target. If
Right.
they get rid of him, honestly, you get rid of Paul like quickly now, the house is going to think they got it. And there's like one left. And they'll have no clue that there's two and one got recruited. Well, they'll know someone got recruited, but like, they're not gonna have any clue. I think Paul again. We our big guest last week, and I'm gonna stick with it. Paul doesn't make it out of this week.
No.
Yeah, I agree. And like because they still didn't know there was four traders. They kind of I think would
Yep,
assume there's only three.
exactly.
Mhm.
So that means that like Paul and then Paul would bring somebody in. So that like I mean that would be good for Harry. And I think the main point of like when we get to the later, like who do we think they're gonna bring in? Like what's best for their game? And I think they need to bring in a girl. I don't know why they're thinking about another guy. Like
Is the guy with the glasses Zach? Is that his
Zach,
name?
yeah.
Zach.
I think he's a good one in just the respect that he's been so active that he's a decent one that you could pin it on.
Yeah, right.
But he also is going to put up a big fight too at the
Yeah.
table. So you have to think about
He
that as
is.
well. I'm not sure. Who would you do, Kai? I'm not really sure.
I know you're not going to like this answer, but from a game point of view, an argument can certainly be made to put Charlotte up there. I think she's the only other female name that's really floated around a bit.
No one's ever voted for her.
No one's voted for her, but her name has come up in some conversation. So depending on how you play that at a round table, and again, it doesn't have to happen in the next banishment. It's other seeds that you can place, and since her name hasn't not come up because apparently she was passing out drinks or something like that too, or like something like that. I know her name
Right.
came up in
Yeah.
some conversation. So if you want to get a female to just kind of like vary it up,
I mean, Bill and I wouldn't be mad. It means we get to see her more.
right?
Love Charlotte.
Unless she leaves.
Yeah.
Underutilized. Yeah, I think
Maybe
it's an
Evie or
interesting
Evie.
dynamic.
What is her name?
Evie. Evie.
Evie.
So there's not
Evie.
Evie, her, Charlotte, is it Jasmine, right?
Jasmine.
And then what are the other girls?
No, Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah, there's a girl named Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
What does she do?
What does she do?
I don't even remember her.
I've only just enjoyed some of her confessionals or like diary rooms, as I like to call them.
Okay, so there's
she's
four
made me
girls
chuckle
left?
a couple of times.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Is. You don't know. She's there. She's quiet. She's
I'm
like
sure she's
dirty
there.
blonde hair.
She's there.
That's what I mean. I feel like we're not
Yeah.
really seeing a ton of the girls. Like you don't like. I feel like we're so guy heavy on the confessionals.
Taking someone like
that's
her in
interesting.
would be good.
Because we also had three trader guys, so I mean they're getting dominate a lot of the confessional screen time. But I just feel like we haven't seen that many women in confessionals.
I've
Like
changed my mind. I want Charlie now.
Charlie
for Trader.
She'd be safe. I mean, like, at least that's somebody that probably wouldn't go out too soon because her name's certainly not coming up. I mean, Brian didn't even know who she was.
Yeah, it's not that I don't
Exactly.
want to not know who she is. I just
Right.
feel like that this confessional DR, I know you referred to it, Kyle, has been dominated by dudes on this.
Yeah, that's I
show the last few
given
episodes.
it that much thought. You're right. Absolutely.
I agree.
But do you think somebody could say no? I mean, everyone that like has said yes, so I'm interested to see if somebody does say no.
Right.
I could put like then they get rid of Paul. If they got rid of Paul, then honestly, Harry's kind of chilling. At that
He
point.
is. I think then whatever the next recruitment would have to be a mandatory recruitment. Like at that point, you can't let Harry ride it out and the game's over if he goes. Not that I think
Yeah.
he's on anybody's radar anyway. Like it wouldn't happen immediately, but
Right.
Harry's been very vocal for someone who's not been suspected or brought up once.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does speak a lot.
yeah.
A little hiding in plain sight going on with him for sure. I really think that's it. We're left up with the decision. We're going to find out who they decided to offer a trader spot to, and we'll find out if the person accepts or not. Make sure that you are like and subscribe. We're also covering the Traders USA episodes 1, 2, and 3 review is up from last week. We should be doing episode 4 Friday evening. So make sure you're subscribed to the notification bell set. Covering a bunch of other shows. Check our playlist out, and a lot of things are premiering in the next few weeks, including Survivor, Vanderpump Rules, and Bachelor. Excuse me, Survivor's coming in February. So a lot of
It
Love
was bumped
Island.
up. Australian Survivor was moved up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. January 29th now. Bumped it up a week.
February or January?
January.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
So
Got a lot on
that
my
might be a
plate.
TikTok one.
It's a
I'm
lot.
gonna be doing it on TikTok. Kyle, Strat Chat still doing Big Brother, not Big Brother Challenge.
No. Challenge 39, Thursdays at 9:30. We're live. Yeah. We were
Anybody go
discussing kind of
eliminated
moving that
last week?
around so we can like make some more room for Traders US, but I don't know. Like Thursdays is getting real crowded.
Are they? Did they eliminate somebody at least?
No.
No, dude.
No.
Your kid will be like in the world before they deliver.
Oh,
They
yeah,
delete
yeah.
somebody off that show.
Oh my god. Well, hopefully it's because there is a million more episodes. I'm like we're halfway right now. So
I'm hopeful that somebody does go home this week though, because
put it this
CT
way:
is
are you
back.
more than halfway done the season?
Well, technically,
Knows?
no, because
So
we
my
don't-
son
that's
is
what they
beating
keep
them.
saying. They keep saying that we're halfway through, but people aren't going home. So, like, are we?
That's why it's like awful. It's literally
Yeah.
a burden to watch that this season. It's a
It
literal
is.
burden.
You guys
And
are
it's
doing it.
90
Unfortunate.
effing minutes.
Every single time for nothing to change. Yeah, it's
You
really
guys
been
are
a rough
doing great
road.
work.
Yeah, we're doing the Lord's work.
You are doing work.
Yeah.
Like I said, make sure you're subscribed to Strat Chat as well. Check them all out on their socials. But we will be back tomorrow. So for myself, Brian, Kyle, everyone at the Reality Guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace.